So last week we covered a story where Tata Consulting Services, one of the largest IT consulting services in India, went through a mass layoff. And it's interesting to me because there's a brand new story out today showing that it's actually not all doom and gloom for that type of industry. And, you know, I just want to talk briefly today about where the hiring trends are going. And you guessed it, it's all AI. All the money's going into AI, all the jobs are going into AI. If you work at a computer and you're not using AI, I feel like you're soon going to become a dinosaur. And I know there's a lot of talk about AI being hype and it's not really going to pan out and it's going to crash out. And I think there is going to be some of that. I mean, we've seen stories like Meta saying that they moved too quickly. We saw Salesforce and Klarna last year fire huge swaths of their customer service only to rehire back. And we'll talk a little bit about that today. But the reality is that if you don't think that AI is going to fundamentally transform the way that you operate and work in the world, I think you're nuts. I think you're crazy. It's absolutely fundamentally going to change. And I think what's happening over at Tata Consulting Services is indicative of that, because TCS just hired 9,300 employees. And these are not IT guys. We covered this last week. I'll post a link to the video up here. IT is dead over there in India and pretty much here in the United States too. They're firing all their IT people. But this rehiring of 9,300 is their largest increase in the past 3 years. And why is that happening? Because while they are firing all the IT guys and girls, they are rehiring and bringing in AI experts, AI implementators. In fact, TCS's annualized AI services revenue hit 2.6 billion. It's up 13% quarter over quarter over quarter. Why is that? Because guys, to operate in this world, you know, you have to serve your clientele. You have to serve, you're paid based on the value that you bring. And the reality is that going into doing IT work doesn't have the same value that it did over the past 20 years. All the companies want AI. We want AI implementation, we want automation, we want workflows, we want systems, we want training modules, we want context, we want first-party data, we want MCP and API integration, and we want webhooks, and we want to, you know what I'm saying? Like, if it's not clear to you now, I don't know what can make it more clear. And I get it. You might not like AI for whatever reason or another. You might think that, you know, it's evil. Someone the other day wrote that AI is the beast, and I can't get there all the way with you. Don't get me wrong. AI is going to do massive, terrible, terrible things. Cybersecurity, bioterrorism, like AI is going to be a nightmare in some ways, but in other ways, I think it's going to unlock some amazing, amazing things. And you know, love it or hate it, it is here. It is impact the way we live. And at least for me, and I'm just going to throw this out there, if you want to succeed in this new world, I think there are some core concepts that you need to deploy in your life right now. These are the same things that I'm doing to deploy in my life and reach new levels of expertise and open up new opportunities. Like just the other day, guys, by the way, thanks for subbing the channel. I opened up my phone in the morning. I had 400 comments on YouTube because you guys in the community get it. And by the way, I'll keep saying this. If you have a great comment, if you have something great to add, leave it in the comments below. I've pinned you guys in the past. I'll pin you in the future. That's what drives this conversation. It's guys just like you who are in the weeds, who feel it, who see it. If you work for Tata Consulting Services and you see what's going on over there, leave it in the comments below. If you've worked with guys from TCS, leave it in the comments below. I want to know what is happening over there. Because to me, this is a massive, 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 massive shift. They are firing out all the IT guys and rehiring all the AI guys. That's what's happening. And it makes perfect sense. I mean, just a few days ago, post a link to the video here, we talked about what's happening at Cisco. And they are deploying personalized AI bots, AI assistants to 90,000 employees. Holy crap. 90,000 employees getting AI bots? Do you think there's going to be any problems there? The answer is of course. Of course, there's going to be a lot of problems. And what are they going to do to solve those problems? They're going to need people to solve those problems. What kind of people are they going to need to solve those problems? People that know how to leverage and use AI, preferably someone that's done it before. Like, what have you built? What have you created? How is it actually improving your life? I could give you 5, 6, 10 different ways that I'm using AI right now that's pretty effective. And I share those examples in the videos as well. One of the things I love AI for right now, and I have a marketing background, I focus on marketing, is infographics and charts and sort of like interactive type of documents. It's a really, really cool thing you can do with Claude and Claude Cowork. The other thing that I think is important to recognize is that, guys, just a couple days ago, we got the June jobs report from Challenger and Gray. And for the fourth month in a row, the #1 reason for layoffs was AI. And as I kind of look back at the trends and I kind of see how things are playing out, and I think TCS is a perfect example of this, people are not necessarily being fired because they're being replaced by AI. It's because they're being replaced by a person that's meant to help leverage AI. If you're one of those guys that's sitting back there and says, I don't like it, I'm not gonna use it, it's the devil, I don't know how you can actually function. There's this episode of Mad Men. I don't know if you guys watch Mad Men. I love that show. And by the way, most shows, they crash out in the finale. I think Mad Men had probably the best final episode of any show I've ever seen. So I love Mad Men. But in any event, there's an episode kind of later into the show where they bring in this computer, and the computer is there to make them 21st century or 20th century. Anyway, the computer's brought in to make them just a top-notch advertising agency to legitimize them. And there's a guy there that is so freaked out by the computer that he completely crashes out. He starts losing his mind and he cuts off his ear. I feel like that's kind of what's happening with AI. People are so freaked out by it, by the scale, by the size, by the scope, that they're cutting off their ear to spite their face. And again, clarity. AI is going to bring on a ton of new problems. Like the surveillance state, privacy, just ads everywhere you go. Like, we've seen things like, we covered this in a video a little while ago. I'll post a link to it here because I think it's fascinating. Dynamic pricing, where you walk through the store and AI is reframing the price as you are shopping through the store. They're already rolling this out at Walmart. It's being rolled out all over the place. I'll post a link to the video there. I think it's crazy. But to sit back and say, I don't want to take part in that economy, well, you're not going to be working at a computer, guys. And not to say there's not other jobs that you can't do, but if you're not going to be involved with the AI boom that's happening now, you're not going to be working at a computer. That's pretty clear to me. So anyway, I just wanted to pop in here real quick. As you can see, I'm not in my normal location. I'm out here on a lake and enjoy the day with the family. But I saw this article in the morning and I said, we just talked about Tata Consulting Services last week and how the IT is completely imploded. That's because all the jobs, all the revenue, all the budget line item for labor is all going to AI. And that's what's happening other places. So what do you do if you want to survive here? If you get fired, don't crash out. Don't go publicly shaming AI or your company online. Don't do that. That is something you'll regret. What you should be doing is focusing on relationships with people that matter. Then sometimes, God works in mysterious ways. Sometimes people that you don't expect will bring you opportunities that you don't expect. So God works in mysterious ways. Don't be afraid to pick up the phone and call someone that you respect, but you haven't spoken to in a while. Give them a call, man. I feel like I say this a lot, but I don't see enough people in the comments saying, I called Jim, he's doing great, we're going to get lunch. Pick up your phone and call someone you haven't spoken to in a while, but you have respect for. I don't care. Maybe you worked with them 10 years ago or 20 years ago. Maybe you went to high school with them. Pick up the phone and call them. See what they're doing. You don't know what that can lead to, the butterfly effect, the combustion that can start from that one simple call. Make the call. A. B. At least 2 to 3 days a week on LinkedIn, post a way that AI is impacting your industry. This is another thing that I talk about a lot. And tag me, tag Mark Savant in your posts. I want to see your tags. See, I was watching Mark Savant. He said to do it, so I'm doing it. You don't have to write up anything comprehensive. You could just share something from like a LinkedIn newsletter or a post from some random company. It doesn't matter to me, but you got to post something that shows that A, you are in this industry, and B, you're watching how AI is impacting your industry. This is fundamental. You might say, Mark, I don't need to do this. My job's safe. Just do it, okay? Just do it. 2 days a week, maybe 3. It'll take you 5 minutes, but I'm telling you, you need to do this. And those are big things. And then C, the obvious is be playing, be experimenting. Don't just be afraid of it. Say it's too risky. Play with it. talk to your bosses, talk to your clients, talk to your customers, show them how you're implementing, and just keep growing and improving. And anyway, I appreciate you being here, guys. Didn't want to go this long, but I feel really compelled to just pour into a little bit of how I'm feeling. And again, really eye-opening. Jobs are shifting away from these problems. They're shifting towards these problems. You need to be solving the new era of problems if you're going to be successful in this new world. At least that's the way I see it. Because what I'm doing today, maybe not what I'm doing tomorrow or next week or next month or next year. I don't know what the Lord has in store for me, but I do know that I'm going to keep adapting and I'm going to try to be a force for good. All right. I'll see you later, guys. See ya. Peace.